Good afternoon, everybody. Today, welcome grade 12 mathematical literacy week 7 again. I'm glad to be with you guys again, and I hope that today we can take another step forward and just really lock this down, pardon the pun, lock down, really get in there and make sure that as we go ahead with our probability and while we're working on the tables, that we can really, like I said, lock it in and that we get more comfortable with that. And for those that haven't joined us yet, my name is, you can Teacher Mike or Sir or Mr. Geldenhuys or Mr. G, anything you be fine by me, I don't mind. Let me quickly see. Oh, I see Lionheart's back today. He wasn't with us yesterday. Anybody here today that wasn't here yesterday? Anybody? Nobody new today. Okay. Cooking lesson. That sounds nice. Okay, no problem. I'm glad it. Then if everybody was here yesterday, then great. Then we can just quickly see here are all my details again. So today we'll do the topic that we will be doing is probability, and there's my email address, mgeldenhuys81@gmail.com, for anybody that wants to. Remember, guys, send me the homework I sent out. Yesterday I didn't give you guys anything, but if I send you something, send it to me. I'll have a look at it, and then maybe I can pick up some individual aspects that you might be struggling with. So normally in a group, we can't always determine the little spots somebody struggle with. But if we look at homework, or if we have a one-on-one conversation, then that way I'll be able to see, what is it actually that you are struggling with. But let's carry on then. So let's just quickly have a peek at what we'll be doing today. So we'll have a quick review of what we did yesterday. So yesterday's lesson, we went through grams. Okay, today we'll focus again then just on two-way tables. And then we'll also just do some practical examples the same way we did with the tree diagrams yesterday. So I really want you guys, because I believe with math and with science, those kind of things, is if you understand the concept, it doesn't matter how difficult the question might get, that if you just apply those principles over and over, that you'll be able to accomplish the goal and actually do well in your tests. So a recap of yesterday. Yesterday, like I said, we did the tree diagrams. A tree diagram is used to express the possible outcomes of a single or a compound event. And then each branch in the tree, like we showed, I'm going to show you the picture again, represents a possible outcome. If we have the coin and we spin it, we can have two outcomes. We can either have a head or a tail. So in there you can see the two branches. So each branch, like we said, is a possible outcome. Okay, and in this case, if we just spin a coin, there are only two possible outcomes, a head or a tail. And then that would obviously give us a 1/2. Remember, or let me, before I tell you guys, let me ask quickly, what is our formula for calculating probability? You can quickly answer that for me. What is our formula for calculating probability? I know you guys know this one, so I'm just going to give you a second or two to type it out for me. The formula for calculating probability. Anybody? I don't see any answers yet. Anybody? Formula for probability? Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any responses on this. But remember, guys, the formula for probability. Oh, there we go. Just remember, Vicky, I'm asking, just give me the formula. Yes, you're right. There's a 50% chance. But the formula for probability is probability equals the possible number of outcomes over the total number of outcomes, right? That is how we calculate it. And then, yes, if I asked you guys, what would the probability be of it landing on a head? We would say 1, 2. The possible outcomes, like we said, would be 2, and then the favorable outcomes would be 1, so it would be 1 over 2. And to get the decimal, we just divide 1 by 2, and we get 0.5. How do we get a percentage? How do we change a decimal into a percentage? What do we times the decimal by? By 100. There we go. Okay, very nice. 100, 100, very good. Okay, so let's quickly move on then. Then probability, as we've gone every day so far, just quickly, it is a measure of how likely it is that something will happen. Okay. Or let's see, or it could be spinning very slowly. Let me just get a second. There we go. Or it is the study of happening now. On Friday, we're gonna sit a little bit and we're gonna look into this. Okay, let me just see. I see some people say I'm breaking up a little bit. I'm just checking my connection on this side. Everything seems to be fine. Yes, sir, let me know. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Let me just quickly double check. Everybody hear me fine? Does that sound better? Yes, Shanae said it's fine. Vicky says you're breaking up a little bit. I can hear you. Okay, so it seems like it might be, I just moved my router a little bit. Clear on my side. Okay, there we go. It seems like it's fine now. Okay, so then what are we going to do today? Today we are going to look at two-way tables. Okay, I know you guys have done this. Some of you have done it. Some of you might not have done it before, but like I said, we're just taking this time this week to really go over the work and make sure that everybody understands what exactly probability is and how we calculate it. Now, a two-way table is used to list possible outcomes of a compound event. Okay, so the possible outcomes from one event is listed in the top row. The possible outcomes of the other event is listed in the first column. And then the table is used to calculate all the combinations of the two events. Now we're quickly going to have a look at that. And I see Megan joined us as well. Nice to have you back with us, Megan. Okay, guys, here we have a two-way table with the result of, or the outcomes of, if we take two dice and we roll them. How many sides does one die have? Anybody? How many sides? There we go, 6. Okay, so as you can see over here, we have the white die, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then on this side, we have the red die, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so all the possibilities for die 1 would go from left to right. As you can see, everywhere I have the little black numbers, that is for the white die. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then down with the red die, we have possibilities for die number 2. Yes, and I think I saw Lionheart already answering. How many total possibilities do we have, or combinations do we have? 36. There we go. So just as an example, 1 and 1, 2 and 1, 3 and 1. And then here we have 1 and 2, 2 and 2. Very nice, guys. Very good. Oh, thank you, Lionheart. Vicky. Okay. You guys are so smart. Okay, yes. So the total possible outcomes, we have 36, if we count them all out. There we go. Now, here we have the exact same two-way table, but if we look carefully, we have a blue die on top, and we have a yellow die down here. But now these totals in here look different. So it's like, what is that? But if we look carefully, okay, so there we go, all possible. There we go. It's the total of the numbers. Well, Megan is smart. So right, we have all the possible outcomes for die 1. Down, we have all the possible outcomes for die 2. But there, up in the little corner, it shows us plus. So if we look at every square expresses the sum of the outcome on both dice. Okay, so if we use an example, if we want that number 9, we know it is die number 1 was 4, and die number 2, 5. Can everybody see that? Yes, okay, so if we just, a two-way table is very nice to see. We just go down one column and then we go across in a different row, and where the two meet, then we know, okay, so that would be die number 1, 4, die number 2, 5, die number 2, 5, and then there where they meet, it is number 9. Okay, so now I know you guys also looked at some of these questions on Friday with Mrs. Vermeulen, but you guys didn't finish, so I thought, you know what, we'll take some time and we'll go through it, and maybe we can finish it up. Okay, so if we look at this, it says, what is the probability of getting a total more than 5? Okay, so now all we need to do here is we have to go and count exactly how many possibilities there will be for getting a total more than 5. Okay, I'm going to go back to this one again quickly because it's a little bit bigger. You'll see, so 1 and 1 will give us 2. 2 and 2 will give us 4. So how many possibilities are there of us getting 5? Now we have to go and count each and every one. Here we have 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so 26 possibilities will give us a total higher than 5. So how are we going to write that? I already saw the answer there from Megan. P, remember P is our probability. P equals 26 over 36. Don't worry, Vicky, you are here every day and you're determined you will get this. And don't worry, we'll go through it slowly. Like you simply say, we'll get you on top of the mountain. Okay, we'll get you on top. Okay, so question number 2. Question number 2, it says, what is the probability of getting a total less than 10? So do we include 10 in this case? No, we don't, because it says less than 10. Megan says 30. No, we don't. Yes, we don't include 10, less than 10. So you guys are very fast. And yes, so there are only 6, 33, C3. Megan, you might just have to count again, but we want less than 10. Less than 10. There we go, Megan. Very nice. Okay, yes, and Lionheart. We've got 30. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares that's higher or 10 and higher. Okay, so everything below 10 we count. And then, like Megan and Lionheart said, it is 30. There are 30 possibilities of getting a number smaller than 10. Okay? 30 numbers smaller than 10. Vicky, do you understand? Because the only other numbers we have, there are 3 10s, 2 11s, and 1 12. Okay, so 6 that are 10 and higher, the rest are all lower. So what we didn't do with question number 1 is, remember yesterday I also told you that we always have to simplify. Okay, we 26, but we didn't simplify. So if we simplify, it would be 30 that goes into both those. Okay, so 30 over 36, who can simplify that answer for me? Who can simplify 30 over 36 for me? Remember, Vicky, it will still be a fraction. It's just 5 over 6. Sharon says 5 over 6. Vicky says 5 over 6. Okay. Yes, the correct answer would be 5 over 6. Why? Because 6 goes into 35 times and 6 goes into 36 6 times. Okay, so then the answer would be 5 over 6. Remember what we also said yesterday, there are 3 ways to express probability. It is in fraction, decimal, and percentage. Okay, so I just asked you to simplify it for me. So I didn't ask you guys to change it over to a decimal just yet. But that is why it is so important that we listen to to the questions very, very carefully, and then also just to make sure that we focus only on this part that the question requires from us. Okay, so question number 3. Question number 3 says, what is the probability of getting a total that is a square number? Now, I've got a little square down here. This is a square number, guys. This is a square number. What is a square number? Give me an example of a square number. Oh. Nine, 4, 9, 16, 4. There we go. Not 10, Vicky, be careful. A square number is the product of a number multiplied by itself. Okay, so if we take 1 times 1 gives us 1. 2 times 2 gives us 4. 3 times 3 gives us 9. 4 times 4 gives us 16. 5 times 5 gives us 25. So that's a square number. The product of a number multiplied by itself. Okay? The product of a number multiplied by itself. There we go. Lionheart goes one further. 6 times 6, 36. So 36 would be a square number. So now on this square, on our table, what is the probability of getting a total that is in a square number? So if we look at what square numbers are now, how many square numbers are on our table? How many square numbers are on our table? We've got 4s and we've got 9s. Okay, remember 4 is 2 times 2 and 9 is 3 times 3. So how many square numbers do we have on this table? There we go. We have 7. 7. There we go. Very nice. There are 7. Very good. So all the 4s and all the 9s. So we have, remember the question also says, what is the probability? So then we have to write it either as a fraction or decimal or a percentage. So yes, it is 7 over 36. You guys are on fire, definitely. Okay. Ooh, almost gave it away. Number 4. What is the probability of getting an even total? Okay, what are even numbers? What are even numbers? Even numbers are like 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go, Megan. And then uneven numbers will be the rest, 1, 3, 5. So what is the probability of getting an even number? So now we just have to go and count how many even numbers are there. What's the probability? 18. Yes, there are 18 even numbers on our square. Okay, so we'll start with the 2, that's 1, and then 4s, 2, 3, 4, all the 6s, all the 7s, and all the 8s. And then all the 10s and a 12. So question 4, we have all even numbers, there are 18. Okay, there we go. So then number 5, what is the probability of getting an odd total? We know that there are 36 possible outcomes. Now, if 18 are even, how many would be odd? Also 18. There we go. Yes. And again, if we simplify, 18 goes into 36, so it would be 1 on 2 or 50%. There we go. Very nice. I'm seeing everybody participating nicely. I love it. I love it. What is, and then the last question quickly, what is the probability of getting a total less than 13? What is the probability of getting a total less than 13? There we go. Very nice. Line art, Vicky. It was a bit of a trick question, but if we read it nicely, it's fine. All the possibilities are less than 13. So you can see the high 12, everything is less than 13. Okay. So what is 36 over 6? If we simplify, it is a big fat 1 or 100%. Okay. Very nice. Well done, guys. You guys are doing great. Woohoo! Okay. Now, we're quickly going to look at another example. And this one, I'm going to read out to you quickly. It's also a game. It's in the game. Players toss a coin and then roll a die. Okay? As we know, with a coin, there will be two probabilities, a head or a tail, and you will see it. The head is represented by the capital H. There we go. So with the coin, they will always, like Vicky says, it will be a 50% chance of either landing on heads or tails. So if, and then with the, before I carry on, with a die, like we've seen in the previous question, there are 6 numbers, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. So let's quickly see what they ask of us, okay? That is, like I told you guys yesterday as well, it's the most important thing. We always have to establish, you know, what do we have? What information do we have? And what are they asking of us to do, okay? If they get ahead, we double the number on the die, okay? So we will roll a die and we will flip a coin. And then if a coin lands on a head, if the die was on 3, we double it and we get 6, okay? But here's the bad part. If they get a tail, they halve the number on the die. So if you rolled a 6 with the die, but you flip a tail, then you only get 3 points. Does everybody understand how this game works? I understand, okay. Lionheart understands. Everybody else? Sharon, okay. Sharon says she doesn't, but that's okay. Vicky says okay. We will go through each step. Like I said, we'll go through each step slowly, bit by bit. Okay, but I just want us to read through it. You don't have to answer anything now because I'll bring up the questions on the next slide again. Now they want us, what do they want us to do? First is draw a two-way table to list all the possible outcomes. Okay, and then part B of the question says, use the probability formula to calculate the probability of doubling your score or halving your score. Okay, let's look at how we go about it. First, they say draw. Okay, remember with a two-way table, we have 2 sides on the top and on the side. So we have the die on top and the coin on the side. Okay, the die will have 6 possible outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The coin, only a head and a tail. So if we look, I'm very fast, Lionheart, just like that. I've got it ready. Okay, how many possible outcomes do we have for this two-way table? There we go, 12. Megan says 12, 12, 12. There we go. And we can count it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And tails 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go, 12 possible outcomes. Now, if your teacher asked you to list those outcomes, then you would have to go and list each and every outcome. Yeah, as you can see, we've got H1, H2, H3. So you just write all the possible outcomes if they ask you to list it. Okay. Now, the next question asked, use the probability formula to calculate the probability of, let me take that away. Let me ask you guys again quickly. I mentioned what it was at the beginning. What is the probability formula? Let's see who listened. I want to see who listened at the start. Nobody gave me the answer at the start, so I said it. Do we have to calculate independent and dependent events? Don't have to do it right now. We'll just stick with questions we've got, and then. So I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what is the formula to calculate probability. I mentioned it at the start of the lesson. So I want to see who paid attention this week. What is the formula we use to calculate probability? Anybody? Okay, see, Vicky says number of outcomes, possible outcomes. Okay. Remember, it's a formula. So there we go, Sharon, very nice. It's the possible outcomes over the total number of outcomes. Okay, the possible outcomes over the total of outcomes. Okay. There we go. Look at the side. I put it up for you. I had to put it in like that on the side just so that we can have some space. Probability equals the number of successful outcomes over the total number of possible outcomes. So what would be the probability of the formula if we had to calculate when our score will double? Remember, the question said for us to double the score on the die, it needs to land on a head. So how many possible outcomes are there for us to double our score? There we go. Lionheart said 6. Yes, everything in the head. If it lands on head, we can double our score. So Head 1 will get 2 points, head 2 will get 4 points, head 3, 6 points. Okay, and then 6 over 12. Now, if we had to simplify that, that would be how do we simplify 6 over 12? Does 6 go into 12? Yes, it does. There we go, Vicky. There we go. Fastest fingers. Okay, yes. So 6 over 12 would also give us 1 over 2, which is half. Half of our possible outcomes would double our score. And then this question is very easy. How many probabilities will there be for halving the score? The exact same. The other half, 6 over 12, 1 over 2. Okay. Everybody understand how to use a two-way table? There we go. Very nice. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so let's quickly look. Now, I do have some homework for you guys. Now, you'll see it is very easy. But I didn't just want to give you guys homework. I wanted you guys to go home and just kind of play with your family a bit as well. So I want you guys for you guys to do the homework, I want you guys to take a screenshot of the homework, but I'll also upload it. Take a screenshot and go to your family members and play the game with them, and then just see, what we'll do is we're using the exact same game that we just did. So use the same game from question 2 and play with your family, okay? So if you go home, you'll need a die and a coin. In the game, players toss a coin and then roll the die, okay? If they get a head, they double the number on the die. So let's quickly see, if I roll 5, what score will I get? Let's quickly see what score. If I roll a 5, what is the score that I will get? If I flip the coin, it lands on a head, and I roll a 5, what score will I get? Anybody? There we go. Cassie. Very nice. We'll get 10, yes. If I flip the coin, it's on 1 on a head, and I roll 1, what score do I get? Let's see, anybody? If I flip the coin and it lands on a head and I roll a 1, what score do I get? There we go, Cassie. Thank you very much, Cassie. 2 line up, yes. Okay, so you guys understand how that works. Then if the same goes for if it lands on a tail, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but still easy enough for you guys because you guys are so smart. If I flip a coin and it lands on 1, and it lands on a tail, and I roll a 1, what score will I get? What score will I get? Remember they say if they get a tail, they half the number on the die. There we go, Vicky, Cassie, 0.5, only 1 over 2, a half, okay? So if I roll 4, how much do I get? 2. There we go. Very nice. You guys understand. Now, for this game, you can see that. So it's record each result as demonstrated. So we've got, I want you guys to go and draw a little table like I've got here with round 1, round 2, round 3, and total on the side. And then I want you guys to do it with at least 3 family members. It can be yourself, and then mom or dad or brother, grandma. You can pick anybody. You can also pick more than 3 members if you want to. Okay, you can pick as many as you want. But I want you to do it 3 rounds per family member. So if you want to put your own name in as member number 1, you can now put, I'll use my name as an example. I'll just put there Mike, and then round 1, you record the total of, if I rolled a 5 and a head, I get 10 points for round 1. And then I want you to calculate the total at the end. Okay, so 3 rounds per family member, and then determine the overall winner. Very easy. What do you guys think? Is that easy enough? Easy enough. Lunam, I didn't even know you were here. You were hiding the whole time. Medium enough. Okay. Like I said, it's not, you don't even have to go and calculate the probability of anything. I just want you guys to go and test it out. Remember, head, tail, there's a 50% chance of it landing on a head, 50% landing on a tail, and then the numbers, doubling it. So multiply by 2, or halving it, divide it by 2. Okay. And then total number is just to add the totals you've got for each one at the end. Okay, so I want to also invite you guys to tomorrow's lesson. Tomorrow we're going to look at weather predictions. Okay, so same work, it's just we're going to apply it in a different way. So it's same type of work. We've used it now for doing games and calculating numbers, but now we're going to just apply it in something that we see every day on the news. Whether, what is it going to rain tomorrow? What's the chances of it going to be a sunny day? Can we go outside and play? Okay, so tomorrow will be just weather predictions, and then remember some helpful links. You can go to Siavula to get some additional questions. If you guys want to work through some additional questions, that's a very nice place to get some additional work. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing the results of the games you guys played with your family members. So please, guys, don't be shy. Send them to me. I want you guys to have fun. Like I tell you every day, it is for us to learn. We need to make mistakes. That's the easiest and best way to learn. It is by doing it, making mistakes, and learning from those mistakes. And I don't just want to tell you guys, this is how we do it. That is why I go through it step by step. I want you guys to understand it. And once we understand it, we'll be able to apply it. So I'm going to give you another few seconds just to take a screenshot or a picture of your homework. But like I said, I will also upload it. And then so I want you to just go and have some fun with the numbers. Go and have some fun with your family and friends. Spend some time with them. And I hope you guys also get some exercise in, okay? Don't just sit in front, because I know you guys have a lot of schoolwork and a lot of digital media going on every single day. Just go outside, even if you just go walk around the house 2 or 3 times. Take a break every now and then I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much, guys.